Shape of the Sun by Paula. Okay, wait, let me tell you about Paula really quick because she's my friend from college and she was just one of those girls that I looked at and I was like, man, she's cool. And then I got to meet her too. She's just a queen. She's a queen. But let me tell you about her book. I would definitely recommend it to people who enjoy drama. I've never read a story similar to this because drama isn't a genre that I usually tap into. But when I saw that my friend wrote a book, I was like, of course I'm going to read it. Totally not knowing what I was getting into. But Shape of the Sun is a drama that follows two rich characters in India, Manmeet and Rajkumar, a physician and architect who are classmates who reconnect after many years later once they're already in career. And when they finally choose to live a life together, you kind of figure out that life is getting complicated. Maybe being rich and successful isn't as easy as you might. There's romance, there's family drama, there's some dark scenes in there, some humor. She kind of mixes in a lot of different stuff. What I really enjoyed though was following the familial bond, watching the characters kind of grow together as individual members of the family, but you see how all their roles are connected. And I had fun with the romance as well. But honestly, there were so many other parts of the story that it definitely wasn't the main genre. And in fact, I actually decided to fall in love with the villain's story. Because despite all of his crimes, like, don't get me wrong, he's definitely the villain. It wasn't the life that he chose, but he was forced to live in it anyway. And reading through his story, through his perspective, it really pulls on my heartstrings all the way up into the... Some critiques that I would share though, sometimes there would be too many things happening in one scene. Sometimes too many characters were being named and I couldn't keep track of who was who and how they were related to the main characters or what was happening. I also didn't love how the beginning of the story, like the first quarter of the book, I feel like Manmeet was the main character. I grew close to her, especially as the young girl myself, reading about this woman who's just a freaking girl boss. And then this guy came in and I feel like he kind of stole the spotlight for the rest of the book. And Manmeet became a side character after they had formed a relationship. However, overall, I feel like it's definitely a fun read, full of emotional ups and downs, and I enjoyed the spunky characters with these rich lives, but you could see that their values and their lifestyles were being challenged. And as my first like family drama kind of book, I enjoyed it. So thank you, Paula, for letting me read this. And you can find this online. I'll put all the platforms that it's on below. It's an ebook, and thank you, Paula.